Hey, what's going on, Fun Sleuth community? If you're new to the channel, hit like, subscribe, and join our Fun Sleuth group. I've got a lot of good things coming up. It's been a while since I posted a video because I've been working on some stuff behind the scenes that if you're looking to do sales in the outreach and trying to close deals with unclaimed funds, I might have something for you coming up. Stay tuned. Stay in the loop here. Definitely get on the group. I put a lot of information on there, a lot of videos. We discuss a lot of problems that are going on in the industry, and you can always reach out to me via private messenger. So the point of this video is, can you have too many deals? Is that even possible? I mean, the whole point of us doing this type of work is to get as many deals as possible, right? What happens when you're so good at doing the work and outreach and talking to people and finding out who's entitled to funds, that you're signing them, that you get too many? Is there too many? What happens if you have too many? I'm here to tell you that you can definitely have too many if your systems are not set up right, if you've got a capacity problem. And I'm speaking from experience. So, I mean, in my organization, we're really good at research, we're really good at finding people, and we're really good at the outreach and sales side of things. So that all combined helps us close a lot of deals. And we have, in every type of fund, you've got a different system that you've set up, something that you've created that allows you to go from the different steps of execution in unclaimed funds. I've got a 5-step video here that you can look on the channel and see what I'm talking about exactly. But when we get to the point of processing, that's generally something that we can figure out and outsource amongst one or a few different people or processes to ensure that things happen correctly and that we get our deals paid. But if you don't do that well, if you don't have your process set up correctly, what's going to happen is you're going to have a log jam of claims that need to get paid, and you've got a backup of clients that are wondering what's going on with their cases. Why is it taking so long? And you're not able to get them paid efficiently. And you can have problems with clients wanting to fire you or not getting your claim in time. That's a terrible one, because what if there's a statute of limitations and you miss that statute? Are you on the hook? You have an agreement with that person. I would say, yes, you are on the hook. If you messed that up, if you told them you were going to do something and you didn't deliver on it, it can create some trouble for you. So how do we fix that throughout any part of our process? We hear a lot about scale. Hey, you got to scale. And yes, that's true, but it's become more of a buzzword than really a solution. And, just talking about file management systems. Okay, if you're just starting out in this business and you don't know how to track your contacts, or, you don't have a system for that, maybe you're using like an old notepad, it may work for, a few deals. Okay, I did outreach here, and this is who I spoke with, and I have an agreement out, and then I got it back. You can track people here, but as you start to get better in it, you're going to want to have something that's a little bit more robust. Back in the day, files were they were paper files, and you got your file, you put all your copies and paperwork in there, and you put it in a file cabinet. And if you needed to expand or scale on that, you just bought another filing cabinet, more paper, but not very efficient. The great thing about living in this era is there are a ton of options for you. CRM systems, out of the box stuff, like, I'm not affiliated with anybody, but like Monday pops up, or Asana. There's all these different systems that you can use to track your activities. And the great thing about those is, the more detailed, the better you can get at creating those processes within a system. If you get even bigger and outgrow them, all that information that you've used can generally go into a custom system or a bigger system. Maybe you're using Salesforce, or you're doing something that's a lot bigger. Generally, you can migrate that data, and it's definitely, you do want to migrate data for old deals or whatever else. You might have stuff that pops up. Oh, I remember this one case. It was very similar to the one that we're looking at right now. you'll want to look into your own files just to see, what if there's some overlap. Maybe it's the same person. I've had that happen where I've represented somebody and somebody's sibling or the same person is entitled to something. And it makes it very easy for me to re-sign that person if I have all that information already. And I just come to them and they know who I am, did a good job for them, and let's do it again. So definitely, in order to expand and to scale, you want to keep that in mind when you're designing your systems. You also don't want to create a process that depends on just one person. If you got one person doing your processing, eventually they'll burn out. You're going to want to have duplicate processes or duplicate systems within a process, or look at a process and break it down. And as you expand, okay, let me take something off your plate here. Let me get, I'm going to assign a person for this part of the process, or I'm going to figure out a way to have, technology take human error out of the mix. So, it sounds like, it's hard to get very specific on every part of the process, but that's what you have to do, because every case, every source that you're dealing with in unclaimed funds has different requirements. There's different ways of researching them. There's different ways of selling them. There's different ways of processing and getting paid and claiming on those funds. So you're going to want to evaluate every type of fund that you're working on. And if you're new, I'm going to advise that you find one source that you work and get really good at that. And the reason I say pick one is because you're going to find some synchronicity in that one group of funds that you're working on, that one source type, that, okay, now I'm going to expand into something that's kind of similar to that, not exactly the same, it's similar, and it utilizes a lot of the same processes. So you're just going to duplicate the processes that you've already created for some of those steps, and then add on the specific steps and systems for that particular type of fund. So anyway, if you're new to this, if you're new to unclaimed funds, or you've just taken a course and you kind of have a basic overview, my advice is, again, find one type of fund source and really get good at that. Doesn't mean you have to stay there the whole time. Maybe if you're finding out, I really know this source and it's not something that's panning out for me, I'm going to switch to a different source. Okay, if you've really invested time in that one and have gotten, advice, and you've talked to other people that might have worked it, and you found, hey, there's a problem, it just doesn't work for me, then find something that's going to work for you. But do one type at a time. Too many people that I've talked to that have immediately tried to do a bunch of different things at once, they burn out because they're not good at anything. Jack of all trades, master of none. Be a master of one. Start off with one, and you won't find yourself in trouble by having too many deals. Because if you have too many different types, you're going to go crazy and you're probably going to lose deals. It's going to affect your sales too, because even if you have people doing sales for you, or you've got a team, if they see that your process is breaking down, they're going to lose confidence in you, in what you're doing, in your company, and they're not going to be able to sell very effectively. They're going to be out of that confidence because they just don't feel that what they're doing is going to really help the person or benefit the person they're reaching out to. So I hope this helps. Again, if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe to this channel, Fund Sleuth channel, and really importantly, check out in the description there. I'm going to put a link to the Fund Sleuth group for Facebook. Get on there. I'm generally putting more information and content on the Fund Sleuth group. I'm getting a lot more details into there as well. And again, I've been working on something behind the scenes. Hope to have something released here in the next, let's say, 4 to 6 weeks. All right, guys, talk to you soon.